Hello, everyone. Welcome to another amazing episode of Trauma Behind the Glamor. And well, I'm excited to introduce my guest today. But before that, I want to let everyone know it's Men's Mental Health Month. And they're not just being a male, but we are happy that we can have a month for men because some of you out there, you are built different because you were taught different. You all think that you have to be strong because you're supposed to be a provider. You're supposed to be a protector. Some of you supposed to be the ones that everyone should cry on your shoulders. But at the end of the day, many of times you don't have a shoulder to cry on. Many of the times you look and you smile to the world and the world sees you smiling, but behind every closed door, they don't see when you cry. So I want to take this opportunity at this moment to let you know that you are not alone. Yes, you are strong. Yes, you can do it. And Mr. Trauma Talks, believe in you. And when I tell you I believe in you, I honestly believe in you because I have been going through it. I did not just become Mr. Trauma Talks by just sitting here and just clicking a finger or thinking that people needs to hear someone else's story. No, I lived it. I connect with you. I've been through there with you. And I understand you. However you see it, this is why I say, even though you're not a male and not celebrating Men's Mental Health Month, but whoever you are as a soul on your spiritual journey, you have done it. You have did great. And you give yourself a pat on the back for bringing yourself from yesterday to today, as Mr. Trauma Talks always tell you. And I want you to understand, many of you are struggling right now. Many of you are going through a battle, whether it's from the past that you have not let go of, or whether it's happening today. I want you to understand, working hard towards whatever your goals are is great, but you also have to understand what is meant for you shall never pass you by, and what passes you by was never meant for you. Just like there once was a man who had the blues because he had no shoes. One day down the street, he met a man who had no feet. And I want to introduce this amazing guest today, Saagar Modi, as not just a powerful story, but as a much needed story in society today. Because his life totally transformed and changed into a different direction at the age of 18, where he started having episodes of psychosis. He will go through his story to let you know about the intrusive, harmful thoughts he had towards his loved ones as he tells his story, but that did not hold him back, as you would hear. He went on to help people with recovery when it comes to mental health. His whole entire aura and spirituality towards his journey changed as he is here today as the founder of Conscious Talent Management, and he helps actors, actresses, models, and other artists like many of you that comes on Trauma Behind the Glamor to tell your story, to connect with the right people. And I am so happy to actually introduce this person today because at the end of the day, his story is needed. And many of you out there think you're alone, but you are not alone as we are all connected. Ladies, gentlemen, my rosters on Trauma Behind the Glamour, all my amazing fans on the podcast, iHeartRadio, Spotify, especially to Shannon and, I forgot the other person's name, Irene, yes, and also the amazing Tina, all the way from upstate New York. Thanks for the emails, thanks for the messages, thanks for the love. Apple iTunes, Amazon, we love you all. YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn. Thank you so much for the love and the support. Every one of you, I give to you, Saagar Modi.
Hi, I'm Saagar Modi. Thanks, Rahul, so much, and Freddie for having me on the show. Just want to get right into things. I've been suffering from mental health struggles since I was 18. Doing much better now, although things still come up once in a while, and I still manage, but I know how to manage it better now. But yeah, when I was growing up, I had a normal childhood. I did go to a very competitive high school, and I was struggling with focusing and staying on task. And I had later on, when I was in my mid 30s, I'm 37 now, I was diagnosed with ADHD, but I had ADHD in high school. I didn't really know I had it. I struggled compared to my other high school peers who a lot of them went to like Ivy League schools and things like that. Being of South Asian descent, I was expected to be a doctor, lawyer. Instead, I later on became a comedian. Parents didn't really support that too much. But yeah, so unfortunately, when I was 18, I went to college and started partying. And like a normal person, not overly, but like just like a normal person, but I did start smoking marijuana, and unfortunately the marijuana, after smoking it for a year, led to marijuana-induced psychosis, and I actually started hearing voices. And wanted to tell everyone the voices were not telling me to harm anyone, or and I was not a threat to anyone. It wasn't like the movies. I was hearing mostly my friends' voices who were telling me to like come hang out with them and things like that. Anyway, basically, it wasn't harmful, and most people who hear voices are not harmful. Just wanted to tell people that it wasn't like Donnie Darko. But after about a year of hearing voices, I was hospitalized for the first time, inpatient hospitalization, and I was put on medication, strong medication. I did get better, along with, after about a year, moving back home with my parents in the middle of college, friends thinking I'm crazy, but I did get better, and after a year, I started getting better because of medication, and also because of energy healing that I tried, a combination of both, called pranic healing. It's another form of Reiki. And then also my parents' support and family support. Slowly, I began to rebuild my life. I quit marijuana. I did quit nicotine as well, although I've been struggling with nicotine for a long time, on and off. And I continued in my 20s, not overly partying. I wouldn't smoke marijuana, but I would drink on the weekends in my 20s. Then eventually realized that alcohol was causing a lot of depression, contributing to my depression. So I quit alcohol as well. Did an outpatient. At one point I was depressed. Later on in my 20s, again, I was depressed, and I did an outpatient. It had a lot to do with the work I was doing. I wasn't happy with the work I was doing. Later, I was also in my mid-20s diagnosed with OCD, and I was having very intrusive thoughts, like the common ones that people know, like germs, fearing that I was gonna die because of germs. Later turned into, I always feared that I was gonna die in my sleep of sleep apnea, even though I was not overweight at all. I was actually quite skinny at that time, and it was unlikely, but I thought that I was gonna die in my sleep of sleep apnea. And I remember one night my brother, because I had a panic attack, had to take me to the emergency room, and had to take the day off from work, call sick, and I was in the emergency room the whole night because I had a panic attack, thinking that I was gonna die of sleep apnea. Alcohol didn't help things at that point, and at that point I got into an outpatient clinic and I quit alcohol. Family supported me again, although they weren't happy, and they were pretty worried about me. I later on started having thoughts about harming my family, like picking up a knife and killing my mom because of a normal everyday argument. It's pretty crazy to think, and I never want to do that, and I never wanted to do that, and most people with OCD don't do that. Like probably 99% of people don't do that. It contradicts their values. So Actually, there was a story in the outpatient center of someone. I brought that up in the outpatient center, and one woman was like, someone actually killed their mom in a gentleman killed his mom and went to prison for 7 years. And I got scared out of my mind, and I thought I was going to go to prison. Prison has always been the biggest fear for me. It's funny because I used to I can go on stage in front of tens of thousands of people or a lot of people and perform stand-up and do comedy, but the fear of prison just cripples me. And to this day, I still have concerns. But yeah, later on, I've been in therapy for years, and I got better and better as time went on. I had a slip during COVID with addiction, with stimulants and weed again, hospitalized again for the last time. But parents were like, this is the last time we're going to support you. They were really unhappy with that. So that was my third hospitalization. So that wasn't good, but ever since 2020, I've been, sober mostly, besides a little bit of slips, and been in addiction meetings, recovery groups like AA and NAMI, mental health groups, and Smart Recovery, Recovery Dharma, Recovery Refuge, a lot of groups that meet in person and online, met tons of people. So we do a lot of peer support. So like I help them, they help me. Since I study a lot and read a lot of self-help books and positive thinking books and addiction books and mental health books, and continuously, I have turned into quite of a good peer support specialist. Although I'm not technically a peer support trained specialist, there's a trained certification for that as well. Although I was thinking about getting it. I help people with their mental health now. I give back. I helped one kid, for example, who was hearing voices. I introduced him to energy healing. He got much better. He actually stopped hearing voices as well. He was also on medication, as a disclaimer. It's not like you get off medication because you want to do energy healing. And to this day now, I give back. I started my own podcast at one point, but I decided to focus on and the entertainment industry, because it's always been a love and passion of mine. But I'm so happy I met Rahul, because I always wanted to do podcasts, like mental health podcasts, and I want to get back into volunteering as well. And I give back by supporting others. I meet with people who have mental health problems, talk to them, try to be positive. I have a lot of positive. I'm always positive, even with my intrusive thoughts sometimes. And yeah, so I'd love to give back a little bit about my it's called Conscious Talent Management. I'm a talent manager. I'm not like other agencies or management companies where I'm not gonna just be, give you career advice and then try to connect you with jobs and then run away. I'm more of a friend. I was just talking to someone who wanted to join as a talent, and we were connected, and we were talking about yoga for like 5 minutes in our first interview. And I'm not like other agencies at all. Like, I will be your friend and come out with you and support you, actually come out to your shows and support you. But basically, in like other agencies, I do connect people with opportunities, try to get them paid opportunities as much as possible. But some people need to build their portfolio, so connecting with indie films, photographers, things like that. And yeah, so that's the company, and Conscious Talent Management, constantly networking. I go to like 3 or 4 events a week, and constantly looking for opportunities for my talent. I manage about 15 people right now, 15, 20, constantly, and I'm looking for more, growing constantly, so reach out to me if you're interested. And yeah, and then my mission behind the agency or management company is also to spread the awareness of mental health and spirituality. and make an impact on the community. There's a lot of mental health and addiction in entertainment, unfortunately, and I feel like entertainment the influencers can make a big difference in the world by spreading good knowledge and good positive thinking. And if the people, so many people young people look up to influencers these days. Social media has blown up, as you know, and so many people look up to influencers. So if influencers can make an impact, it'll make a big impact on the world.
Well, welcome back to Trauma Behind the Glamor. And Saagar, wow, what a story. And it's so different. I love when people can actually open up and come out and speak about themselves, their therapies, the medicine that helped them, even that you were institutionalized, that some people are ashamed to even say, hey, because back in the day, the stigmas that surrounded mental health really, really crushed a person. And I'm telling you this because I grew up around it. I grew up around hearing a lady 3 houses down that she's known as Mad Ann. You get what I'm saying? You don't know her story. That's all her name is because of her scenario. You think about we're living in society today. We have people on social media with schizophrenia that could come out and tell their stories to help others. And that is the beautiful part about it. Today, BPD is open to a different conversation of understanding. You speak about spirituality, and before we jump into more of your spirituality, I want you to tell everyone about that kid, 18 years old, just before you actually started having psychosis.
Yeah, so Rahul, thanks for having me on the show. Yeah, actually, I was quite like I am now. I was very social. I was a socialite, not in the entertainment industry at that point. I didn't know too much about entertainment at that point. I was a socialite with my friends, and I was the life of the party. I, was quiet by nature, but at that point I was pretty outgoing, especially with alcohol. Was a crazy guy, flirt, and was the life of the party. All my friends loved me, and then it's so funny because just a year later, when things happened, they would all abandon me. Wow. And they thought I was crazy. But before that, I was actually a very popular guy, and was known in school as a very popular guy. And I was known throughout a couple of schools, Philly, New Brunswick area. I went to school at Drexel at that point in Philly. So I was pretty popular actually, and socially like I am, and very social like I am now, but it was partying more.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's expected about being that age, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like you were living life. You were living the life of a teenager at that age, going to college, being around your friends, your peers, and just living life, right? Now, you said something so major, and for that, throughout life, and I say this all the time, you have to look back. You have to look back in order to understand, reflect, and learn. And when I say this is, throughout life, people will come into your life. You're Saagar Modi, right? And you know Priyanka Chopra, Jonas. And Priyanka Chopra, in her book, she said that. And I love using this quote because it made so much sense. People are the passengers in you're the driver of your car, your train, and people are the passengers that come on into your life the same way they will come in and out, the same way they come on to your moving vehicle and they will leave. And throughout life, if we do not look back at the times when we needed certain people that we party with and drink with and have a social life with, and when that time is there that you really needed them, there's nobody to turn to. And I understand that. And at such a young age, you was taught that because throughout life, people stick with you. They understand you. I think that they should, because everyone's life, as we always say, change happens. It can happen to anyone at any moment. How was it that your family dealt with the whole introduction to you having these episodes?
Yeah, they were very confused. It was all new, and that was in 2006. Years 2007 or 2008 years ago. So it was all new. They didn't understand mental health. No one in my family has had a history of mental health at all. So they were very confused. They didn't know what to do, and they were scared, of course. My dad, my uncle helped a little bit. He's a pharmacist, so he knew a little bit. So he helped guide me in the right direction. We was put on medication, and like I said, they took me to the hospital, and was put on medication. We went to a couple of different doctors, shopped around. Parents, fortunately, we had good money resources to spend on good psychiatrists, so that helped. And the energy healing also was not cheap. It was almost $200 an hour, $150, $200 an hour or something around there at that time.
But they stood with you.
They stood with me, but they were very angry as well. Yeah.
The thing about anger, when it comes to not understanding something, it is just normal. It's just human.
Yeah.
And that's most of the things that happens to people in society. And I use this as an example. But coming back to the past as well, at that time, we don't know that girl's story. They call Mad Anne. Her name is Anne. But we don't know her story. All I know from a child is they're calling her that. So it's same with us. In the 90s, I think it was like just around 1997, my grandmother, or 1996 to 97, she had dementia and Alzheimer's. And we was just being exposed to that. I know it's something different from mental health, but think about our mental health and how we thought about everything, understanding the person that loves you and you love so much, your mother, don't remember you. Or certain things she's doing that you're not sure what's happening. The doctors explain it, but it's just new to you, and we're back in the 90s. So that had an effect on us. Whereas I saw people that loved my grandmother get angry at times. And then when they sit back down there, it's like, oh my God, I shouldn't have done that, or something like that. Or or someone else will explain, hey, it's not supposed to be like that because she has this disease called Alzheimer's. So it's really good when you have family support that could really support you. And the energy healing, I speak about energy all the time, especially in this day with society, but a lot of people actually uses the word spirituality. But what is really spirituality? When you ask some of them, it's not about religion. It's not about hearing the word of God alone and preaching it. It's not some teaching that you got from Buddha or Krishna or Allah or Jesus. It's not. Spirituality is actually connecting with your maker, the divine. And that energy that you speak of, you have to really believe in it as well. So I love that you actually got help at that point in time. So moving on, I heard you say so many things in that interview that we could talk about. But let's come back to coming out. You said in the pandemic, you had some episodes, or just a couple of years ago, right?
Yeah, during the pandemic, 2020 COVID, I was hanging out with my old high school friends, started hanging out with them, the wrong people, but it wasn't just them, but I was in a bad state. And I started, I got addicted to stimulants and started smoking marijuana again every day, and alcohol as well a couple times a week. And then I ended up having an episode of schizophrenia, or schizoaffective more. Mm-hmm. The voices weren't there, but it was more like a manic episode, schizoaffective. And I was very angry. And I, again, had to be taken to the emergency room. One day my parents came and they took me to the emergency room. It was very traumatic for them again. And my brother too, and brother was very upset. he was living with me at that time in Jersey City, and then I was put in the hospital again, inpatient, and felt like and addiction has been such a struggle. And at that point, I was in really bad shape, and then I again climbed out of it and got better.
That's beautiful that you seek help and you climbed out of it and you had the support. One of the things you said though, and this is what I tell people about addiction, if it's alcohol, if it's, as you say, marijuana, or I had people who I know very close to me who was in things like Adderall and stuff like that and overdose. Hell, myself, I tell my story all the time. Back in 2020, when the pain was so much, I found myself doing the same thing, smoking weed, drinking vodka, all at once, and popping at least 4 opioids. I'm just laying there, lost in life, just because you're in so much pain. But then there's always a wake-up call. What woke you up to tell you, okay, what you're using, the substances you're using, the alcohol, the weed, the combination of the drugs is not working for you, and you should, this is it, I don't want to do this no more?
Well, it was a combination of a couple of things. I had a relationship with my family, and I wanted to maintain that, and I felt so guilty about letting them down that I wanted to stay sober for them, but also, and then that kind of turned into wanting to stay sober for me and also for God. I developed a relationship with God, and He's always been a little strict on me, and I kind of like a strict parent, and I always feel guilty that I'm letting God down when I drink and smoke too. So for God as well.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I love the part where especially you said for yourself.
Yeah.
Because you can do what you want. At the end of the day, you have to make it for yourself, because at the end, when I just said that story, I always follow up with this part of the story. On August 23rd of 2020, and we'll go back into it too as well, not you alone. And I'm not saying this for you to feel any way, in any sort of bad way, but not just of millions of people were in depression and felt alcohol or some sort of drug or addiction during the pandemic. And I found it in a way that, okay, I was always on the go. For all you know, my back pain was triggered because I was stuck. Mm-hmm. And I had a daycare, I had your life experiences with Raw, I love to travel, I was just shut down in a house. I couldn't even come out, and I was in a different place. So now I found something that gave me some solace. But after surgery in July, August of 2020, on 23rd of August, I woke up and just about to do the same. Have coffee, have breakfast, go take a shot or whatever, walk outside, have a smoke, and guess what? I didn't used to smoke much. It's just a little bit in a bowl just to get me wherever I need to get. I didn't used to smoke joints. And guess what? And pop those pills, and I helped put the pills there to take. It's like, Rob, what the hell are you doing? So you have to wake up for yourself. You got to understand tomorrow you're going to need it. 3 days later, you're going to go through withdrawals. Hell, it's going to take months sometimes. You're going to cry. You're going to go through. Might not have anyone to talk to, because I went spiraling down and I had to get up back for myself. But I knew one thing I wasn't doing again is that. Get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you had to do it for you.
Yeah, and that's great that you had the realization. I had the realization, and anytime I slipped, I woke up the next day and I had the same realization, like, what am I doing? Okay, it's just a slip. In the recovery circles, it's called a slip, not a slide. And I would jump back up and be like, no, this is not for me. I'm gonna talk to my support system. I'm gonna get back to meetings and gonna get back on the horse and do it for myself. Yeah, that's very important. A lot of times though, honestly, like I do want to do it for others, like family pressure, and I'm like, oh man, my dad's gonna kill me, and I feel like I'm letting them down. At the end of the day, you do have to do it for yourself, and I know that I can help so many people by being sober. That's my motivation.
Well, I love that you said that, and you said that family pressures and stuff, like, I mean, you be around friends, and this is something that I love people to understand, right? I will be around anyone that tell me they're in sobriety, and you cannot. This is something you must understand and learn. Don't matter who you come around and they tell you those things, I do not drink, or I do not smoke, or they're in that space. You don't offer them alcohol, or you don't offer them something, because at that time, you do not know the process that they went through. Simple thing that people think it's a simple thing. Crystal meth is a huge problem. Fentanyl is a huge problem in the city right now. And people on crystal meth, as you say all the time, the word in recovery is a slip. You know what slips they have all the time? And trust me when I tell you this, and I'm not bringing out people's stories, but I have friends who I see deteriorate. Like, when I say deteriorate, I mean to say good jobs that they end up homeless just because of slips. Not that they cannot stop, but the addiction to some of these things are so bad that, and they try. I have people who actually told me they actually weighed losing every single person they love in their life to the drug, and they chose the drug. You get what I'm saying? It's so bad, it's so addictive in that way that I understand where you're coming from. And it's hard. Sometimes people you would say you feel that shame. You will feel that place that, oh my God, I love these people, I want to do it for them. But you have to always remember that you have to do it for you. Because at the end of the day, that's what happens. So,
yeah.
Circling back,
Yeah.
what you made like a full 180, like totally on the other side right now. And that's so beautiful. I want you to connect where your spirituality comes in together with your talent management company. And you named it so beautifully, consciousness. That conscious mind. It seems like it's all that energy that comes together with it. Tell us about it, how you connect everything. The healing journey and to where you are with being the founder of Conscious Talent Management.
Yeah, so the energy healing and the healing journey, spirituality has been with me. I think I started listening to a lot of like Eckhart Tolle books like years ago, and also like I joined AA years ago as well, and that kind of woken me up. I did the 12 steps. Although AA is a little bit it's a cult-like sometimes, and I don't always adhere with everything they say, but it's a good community and it's helped people for sure. So so that's how I kind of awoken, like a combination of self-study, Eckhart Tolle books, other books, and also AA helped me as well. And but I started off doing comedy and acting. And like I was telling you, I was a performer and then worked for some agencies, and then I saw that people weren't treated well at all. Models were not treated well, actors. It's very cutthroat in the entertainment industry, as I'm sure you know.
Well, I love that, because
Yeah.
guess what? As you said that earlier on, I was talking to the studio manager over here, and we was talking exactly that, how Trauma Behind the Glamor was born. Because many people have stories like yourself. As you see that, as you say, you saw so many things that was, let's just say, it was not necessary, that they were adding to people's lives. And you step up and you wanted to make a change with that. And the same thing, I wanted people to tell their stories of what's happening behind the glam. Many people see the glam. I know you see it all the time and you hear it and you know what a model goes through. You know what an artist goes through. So I love that connection that you took the time off to actually connect. While you're doing this is a question here, right? While you're doing this and helping people connect and be, let's say, accomplish their dreams and their goals, how have you ever come across anyone whereas you can actually put that bridge of spirituality and what they're doing to help them move forward?
Well, yeah, I also manage spiritual influencers. I didn't really add that part yet. I forgot to add that. I also manage people who are spiritual influencers and positive mindset coaches themselves. So one of the people I manage, she literally is where we consider ourselves to be light workers. They're called light workers in the. It's kind of woo woo a little bit. But we both we believe ourselves to be light workers, and we believe that through our work we're changing the world. We're influenced through the entertainment industry. We're changing the world because I feel like it starts with influencers and the entertainment industry. A lot of people look up to us, and the other thing is, like you were saying, it looks glamorous, but it's really hard. Like I'm sure you heard the story of Chris Farley. He died of an overdose, and SNL. He was coming into the rehearsals high and drunk and on coke, and they said, "Let's keep going, keep the show going." They said, "Let's keep the show going," because they had to make money and keep their jobs, and it's just unfortunate. Like a lot of people are popular, like Robin Williams. A lot of people are really successful, and people from the outside think they're happy, but they're really not. They're really lonely, and they don't have anyone to talk to. And I'm hoping that through my company, I can reach more and more people and really support them.
And I really love that because it's needed. You talk about SNL and you talk about Robin Williams, and he really struggled, and people don't understand this. As you say, he smiled for the world, as I opened with today, because only yesterday I was reading something about him and what his wife said in the documentary she dedicated to him. And coming along, I'm as I said, everybody thinks and don't understand who I am, which I have my book Believe coming out. And throughout my spirituality, this is a TV show, so we're coming back around with Charmed. And Shannon Doherty, may her soul rest in peace, she went through a really tough time with alcohol and addiction. And she used to go on the sets drunk. It was a really sad time for her as well. So I understand many people go through this in the talent world. You hear a lot of people go out to sing, to model, they go out to act, and they have some sort of stimulant. So in this world today, change is needed, as you're doing, and this is amazing. And I love this chat and sitting down with you to understand, to let others understand they are not alone. Tell the audience where they can find you and what is your goal and with your talent agency.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Conscious Talent Management, and also on Facebook the same name. I mainly use Instagram at Conscious Talent Management. And the goal right now is I'm going to keep expanding my roster. So I am looking for new talent, models, actors, actresses, creators, influencers. If you're a spiritual influencer, motivational speaker, it's all good. I'm looking to add more talent currently. So. And yeah, the goal is to, as a traditional agency, is to connect people with opportunities to grow their portfolios, grow their careers, paid opportunities, as normal agency would. But it's also to support them and actually care about them and grow their careers, and not take advantage of them, and show them that there can be care and support in the entertainment industry.
Oh, I love that. And it comes from inside. It has to be, and this is what I talk about, the lived experience that we have, we share it with others. And this is something that you didn't want for yourself. You understood what was happening to you, and you want others to understand, hey, you're not alone. And I love that. 2 more questions before we go. One was, what advice do you have for young directors and producers? Because I saw you have a short film and it really did well. Tell us a little bit about those. It's 2 short films, right? So you can tell them about that.
Yeah, it was a short show. It was a sitcom actually that we did, a vignette style sitcom, and I do have advice is, be patient first. Be patient. Keep writing, keep producing, keep practicing. It's very important, and also be careful. Like I got taken advantage of. Someone promised me the world and told me that they could connect me with the biggest producers in the world, and I paid him money, and I got taken advantage of. So be careful out there. I know people will prey on the desperation.
Yes.
Will prey on the desperation. And lastly, unfortunately, it sucks, but doing the social media work is just as important as doing the writing. And
Well,
yeah.
I want to add in where you said that, because just yesterday I followed this star, and he's in, I think, Bollywood series and stuff, and he's also an actor, and he's coming up, and he was telling that story. Whereas I went to be interviewed by his director, but the minute I'm walking in the door, he's like, Karan, yes, I just had my next interview. Karan, hold on. So the guy now is excited because he's thinking he's talking about Karan, he's talking to Karan Johar. And it's like this big Bollywood director, right? And you're like, so this person that's walking in a model now, he's like, he's really connected. And again, people are easily scammed into certain places because they want to get somewhere. They invest in themselves. And this is where I think scammers, kind of like feed off of that energy, and they take advantage. And it's sad. Do not take advantage of others, because they work hard for what they have when they invest in themselves. And lastly, if you had to go back, let's just say, right now, I am Mr. Trauma Talks, and I have to go to a university. Let's say we're going down to New York University, and we have to talk to 250 students on stage, and they're all between the ages of 18 to 21. What are you going to tell them? Because out of 250 of them, 75%, 50 to 75% of them are doing some sort of drugs, because that's the experimental time. When I say drugs, alcohol, it could be something, popping an ecstasy, a Molly. Right now we're in a city where it's overwhelmed by everything. And again, peer pressure is a different thing, hanging out with the crowd. What message, when you look into the camera, that you could tell these people and say, hey, wake up, the same way you're holding that mic on stage and you're watching all of them in their eyes and you want them to hear you?
Yeah, as an 18, 21, I know it's a very hard time, but I would say just keep investing in your self-growth. I know you have to study a lot and you have parties, but keep investing in your self-growth. Keep learning things, not what they only teach you in school, but keep learning things like personal growth stuff, spirituality, whatever you believe in. It could even be Tony Robbins' work, personal motivational coaches. I feel like I learned so much studying on my own, and I didn't learn much as much as I did in school. And because of that, that helped me get myself out of bad situations. And if you do try to use the less weak drugs. I know if you have to don't get hooked on the strongest stuff. Use it in moderation and use very little, and try to get out of that habit as soon as you can. Trust me, you don't want that habit. You don't want that habit with you. It doesn't lead to anything good, but try to get out of it as soon as you can, and also hang out with the right people, and hang out with people who are supportive and kind, and hang out with the right people instead of the people who will let you down. So
I love that message. Hang out with the right crowd. Make sure you understand who you are in society, because that's a big thing for a lot of people. And people will make mistakes. You all will make mistakes at some time in your life. But at the end of the day, you have to learn. Every step is a learning opportunity. And remember, you can, you shall, you will. Don't matter what your goal is at the end of the day, put your mind, your heart towards it, and keep believing. Believe in you, and you would see a great difference. However, before we go, we have these beautiful little sayings on here. Make it happen, believe in yourself, be positive, and never give up. If you had to choose two of them, give two things quickly on any of the two. What would you say? If I told you, believe in yourself, what would you say? Quickly, rebuttal.
believe in yourself. All your thoughts should be very confident. If you have no doubt, you can manifest anything you want.
Amazing. And let's just say you choose one. I'll do the other three.
Never give up.
Never give up.
Yeah, that one, no matter how many times you slip up, keep going, because if you start thinking you quit, that's gonna make everything worse. Just keep going no matter what.
I love it. Every one of you heard the motivation today from someone who has been through it. Not just you're hearing someone's story and go like, oh no, listen to his story today. Those of you on the podcast, those of you listening, watching on YouTube, anyway, please share the story today. If it doesn't resonate with you, someone in your life might need to hear it to be able to overcome what they're stuck on. And remember, you are not alone. This is Ra, Mr. Trauma Talks, and the amazing Saagar Modi. We are here to tell you we support you. And if you need to contact us at ylewrah@gmail.com. And know that we love you and we believe in you. This is Ra.